Thanks for joining us today. If you've ever seen Stani at AAVE, you'll know that the dancing you saw earlier was nothing compared to that. FYI. Phew. So we only have 15 minutes, so I think I'll do a quick intro, and then we can get straight into the questions, if that sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, I'll do me. So my name is Joon Wong. I co-founded something called ACJR, which is the Association of Cryptocurrency Journalists and Researchers, ACJR.network. And we're really an industry body trying to improve the depth and breadth of independent journalism in the space. And as we've seen with things like FTX, this is really, really critical. So check it out if you haven't already. And now on to Stani, a man who needs no introduction. You know, I remember following you guys, you and Jordan and the rest of the team, back before you were AAVE, you were ETHLend, and you've pivoted over the years, rebranded quite successfully. So you've seen your share of, crypto market cycles. So I guess as a scene setter, where do you think we are now? What's your sense of where we are in terms of the space, the technology, and the market?
Yeah, I think we progressed quite a lot. So I've been building within the space for the past six or so years, and when I entered into the space, there wasn't that much of DeFi wasn't a thing, right? So there wasn't barely stable coins. USDT was the only stable coin, and that was in a Omni blockchain as well. So it was very early in that stage. But what was interesting is that there was this very exciting developer community, specifically on Ethereum, because it allowed to build new things because of the Ethereum Virtual Machine. But basically, oh, someone is drugging me. Okay. So that was my voice or the mic?
I can hear you fine. It's just the mic.
Oh. GM. Okay, we're back. Yeah. Okay, we're not. let me try this one. Yeah. Maybe I will talk like this. Okay, so yeah.
I call this leverage.
Let's take the leverage off. Let's be safe. Speaking of, yeah. So. About the innovation. So because with Ethereum Virtual Machine, you basically you will be able to program financial applications on blockchain. A very, very exciting progress from what we've seen from Bitcoin as a network of transferring, storing value. And now looking back and how much things are progressed, it's quite impressive. I've for example, never in my life would consider even being able to talk to people that are institutions about blockchain and decentralized finance, and actually seeing people getting very excited about it. And we also have a lot of protocols that are actually very well battle tested. So the crypto market is very volatile, and especially with the past months, what we've seen with some of the protocols, including AAVE, that they show resilience. They show that if you carefully design system and you involve enough people and stakeholders, you can design something and govern a financial application that really takes into consideration all the market movements and actually build a very functional financial product, and I think even further, a public good that is accessible to anyone. So DeFi is getting more and more battle tested, and it's becoming, in my opinion, the right choice of building finance.
Do you detect
I think we have to share this one.
Do you detect a thaw in the crypto winter at all? Is there more demand for credit in the DeFi system?
I think there definitely the one thing that is very good in my opinion is that there's less leverage. That's the case always with bear markets, that you have less utilization of leverage, which means that there's less demand of cash as well on chain cash like USDC and stable coins DAI and Go in the future. But the yields are obviously way much lower, which has sparked this kind of idea of finding what you could actually build to increase the financial opportunity. And even the yields are low, I would say that I usually have been looking at decentralized finance more of access technology. So I, especially me and many people here, grew up over the internet. So getting access to information globally, being able to merge connections across the world with people that share the same ideas, being able to do financial transactions and get the same equal financial opportunity across the world is a big thing to me, and it really puts everyone on the same kind of like treats everyone on the same level, and I think that's the part what we're trying to achieve when we look at the tech that we want to build. But in general, in DeFi space, I've seen a lot of movements towards how we can actually, use this liquidity that we have on chain, the transparency that it provides, and also the smart contract execution, and use it in real world. And that's why we've seen a lot of exciting projects around tokenizing some of the securities, and also being able to distribute yield from the treasuries to on-chain infrastructure. So I think that's something I've seen recently happening.
Yeah, awesome. I might have to borrow yours. I want to make sure we talk a bit about some AAVE products, right? Like Go and Lens. So, AAVE is one of the leading lending protocols right now. Doing well, battle tested, as you said. So why the big push into a stablecoin? And particularly, algo stables don't have a great rep now, right? And of course, people say, "Oh, Go is another algo stable." So maybe just walk us through that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not an algo stablecoin, and I really don't understand the term. I understand like there's some sort of algorithm in some of the algo stablecoins that make them a bit different, but like the Go stablecoin, it's pretty much based on a proven model of overcollateralization. The same idea behind of, for example, the DAI stablecoin or the AAVE market overcollateralization when you borrow other stablecoins. So it's a proven model for over the years and similar implementation. But besides that, I think we've seen, for example, with Bitcoin, that we try to solve payments in terms of being able to transact value in a borderless way and store value. But at this point, there hasn't been very efficient initiative to actually get, let's say, stablecoins or even crypto in general into the current payment infrastructure. And just to give an idea, we have now roughly 5 billion worth of 5 billion people online at this point, and we're using pretty much the legacy financial systems for online payments, right? So things are moving very slow. Going even a decade and a half back, people were scared to put credit cards online and buy things from e-commerce. And I think now with the scalability that we have and the technical infrastructure with layer 2s, we actually have a very plausible opportunity to get stablecoins into online payment infrastructure. So it's very nice that we have a financial ecosystem around DeFi, which provides yield opportunities, liquidity. But I think that the real excitement happens when we see more and more adoption from the tech we built, and that's our goal. And why people need stablecoins in general? I just think it's better, faster, stronger finance because you have the transparency, you can quantify risks more accurately because you have the transparency. You can see the over-collateralizations within the AAVE market. You can see how much of a particular asset is minted across different networks, and sitting in different protocols and smart contracts. And by nature, that should actually improve the way we improve our own financial ecosystem. And the last thing that is important is that DeFi protocols, they are governed by the communities, the people that use them, and it brings the finance and that decision making and access to decision making closer to them. So it's more about people being able to build and use finance that they really relate to and want to see in the future.
So, Go launched on Testnet last week, I think. How is that going? And are there any stats or insights you can share with us on the road to mainnet?
Yeah, there's. I think last time I checked, there was like 15,000 Go testnet minters, which was like surprising. Has anyone minted Go? The testnet Go? There's a few nerds here, so it's nice to see. Yeah. It's actually surprising because testnets are becoming quite a useful way to test the infrastructure. So it's very nice adoption, and obviously it takes time to go further into mainnet. But there is a lot of excitement, and I think it's because AAVE as a community has been known as quite risk averse in ways that we've built technology that is very resilient, and obviously the harder part actually is the governance, right? So how do you set exactly good risk parameters within your community? And within the AAVE community, there's two different risk contributors. So the way the DAO works is that once a piece of software is deployed, we really can't do any changes into that. So it's up to this formal governance process. Pretty much the AAVE token holders come together and vote. And also they vote about how they distribute the treasury. Most of the treasury is used to build technical pieces. So our company is also one of the contributors. And there's other builders as well, and risk contributors. So there's Gauntlet and Chaos Labs that are on an ongoing basis giving their modeling and giving suggestions of how the risk parameters should be changed, and they actually do on-chain proposals that the governance is voting in. So that's the kind of like latest, and it's now it's a time period where the code is public and anyone can review it.
We only have about a minute left, but I wanted to switch over to Lens really quickly, which was also a hotly anticipated thing. Launched last year, AAVE companies acquired Sonar as well last year as part of that, under that umbrella, I think. And now there's apps like Lenster and Orb out there that you can start using this decentralized social network. So I guess how is that progressing? Any stats or other insights that you can share with us?
Yeah, it's the Lens. For example, just to explain to the audience what Lens is. So the Lens is a way to create a profile, online profile that is secured by the blockchain, and you can connect with other profiles, and those relationships are also secured by the blockchain. And you can distribute content, and that content can be tokenized as NFTs as well. So it has a bit of built-in monetization features. So the reason we built Lens is that we wanted to expand the concept of ownership, not just relating to the assets that you might hold or want to use as payments in the future, but also on your online presence. And it boils down to the idea that from that 5 billion internet users, almost the equal amount of users are using social media, and they create a lot of social capital. So they create content, but they're not able to actually own that social capital. So if you for some reason hate Elon and Twitter, you leave the platform, you can't take your followers with you to somewhere else. And what Lens is trying to do is change the dynamics where actually the power is given back to the users. So the users can actually, they hold those relationships, and all the applications are built on top, like the Orb, Lenser. And these are, by the way, all pretty much, some of them are open source, some of them are just apps that want to build next generation social, but they are small teams. So most of the development teams are from 1 to 3 persons, and they've been able to create incredible experiences. So if anyone wants a Lens handle, just DM me one of the legacy social media platforms, and I will help you to test the beta protocol.
Awesome, thanks so much. Our time is up, but I think there's one burning question everyone wants to know, which is, what's the best way to get a AAVE ticket? Real quick.
It is hard to get one. It's unsure when is the next one, but I don't know. I know it's hard, but keep trying, right?
Thanks, Stani. Give it up for Stani. Thanks, everyone.